What's going on, guys? It's Brian from Put 'em Down Outdoors. Really excited to show you this new duck boat we got going. Kind of want to go over how we did our lighting, how we did our wiring, bilge pump, blind, how we mounted it, the functionality of the blind. What we were going for is something that one guy could take out, get decoys out, and get on birds. And we've proved we can do that. We had a successful opener for teal. Unfortunately, Jared was down hunting goose in southern Minnesota. I was up here in central Minnesota hunting teal. We weren't able to connect, but there will be more footage of us hunting together. I was able to take my sister-in-law out and then my wife out. Both of them was the first time they've been out duck hunting. They got to see lots of birds come in. They got to see how fast teal come in. We only saw blue-winged teal for whatever reason over in our area. We didn't see any cinnamon teal or green-winged teal, but a lot of blue-winged teal. They got to see how fast they come in and how quick you have to be to get a shot off. Also, be sure to stick around for the footage of the hunt after the fact. We're going to go through the boat in its entirety, how everything works, and then we'll show you how the first opening teal season was here in Minnesota. So guys, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Let's get to the duck boat.
All right, here's the boat. What we're gonna do is we'll get her set up here. All right, like I said, something that one guy can do by himself, get things put together and ready to go without having to put in too much effort. So I can pull this out by myself. Set it down there. And I'm gonna block the wheels here quick. Excuse the mess in the garage. Kids are a nightmare sometimes. All right, so kind of the setup first to look, see how easily it collapses and easily it travels. Get my waders off of here. It's always good to go through your decoys, make sure everything's good after you've used them. This is how it travels. This strap goes over the top, it keeps it down, and it's worked really nice. So when we want to set up to launch the boat, we'll pull this strap off, and then I'll actually flip this top open. This has to remain open when you're in the boat. But one thing that I like to point out is it's got a lot of open room. So this is all just fluff material. This is your camo, but you got your life jackets, cushion seats. The battery, this is normally will be strapped. I leave it unstrapped, so it's easier to hook up the lights. But one thing too that we'll go through is how we did the wiring. But to set this blind up first, pull these D-clips off. You lift this side, lift this side. And you run your pin through right here. And like we said, something that's easy for just one guy to do quick in the field. He doesn't have to spend too much time setting it up. Easy to do. We'll go through. I always bring, as you can see here, extra zip ties and then extra pins. That way, if for whatever reason something were to break in the field, you're not kind of a sitting duck. Again here, pull off your D-clip. Lift this side up. For whatever reason, there we go. Run your pin through, clamp it like that. Now one thing I always check, this is how the blind is mounted to the boat on all four sides. So it's an L bracket with a bolt that I self-tapered here, you know, all four corners. But I like to check these bolts anytime before I go out. I left them loose so that there was play in the blind, and that's kind of what I want. But I got an extra D-clip here that I can just throw back here. I've also got extra nuts for the bolts here that we're using. So I check the bolts here as well to make sure that they're not moving, which that one looks pretty good. Again, like I said, we'll check all 4 corners. I know that this one's loose. See how loose this is? How loose it got? Now, reasons for that could be many reasons, but I know that we just take it, we'll tighten it back up. Boom, we're ready to go. So what you do then, I like to take, now that we've got the back side and the front side set up, we'll take the camo here and we'll throw it over the back of the boat. Then I took bars here that are weighted that'll weigh down the front. So this pulls out the front, just like so. Same here, pull all this out. This will actually pull over the front of your lights, so that way those are somewhat concealed, and this goes over here like so. And then on the back I did the same thing. I've got these bars on the bottom, pull out, go just like this. So now these chains that I've got here, what I do with these is I actually run them through the inside. You'll see here in a second. Okay. All right. So this is pretty much, if you look on the inside, this is how this is supposed to look on the inside of the boat. We've got, get all of our camo out here. We've got all the camo out, and that's covering what it should cover. And then the interior is showing right. So then what I do is I take these chains and I open them up. And what I can do here is I can set the height of my top, you know, because I want this to come down, right? So if I flip this up, and I've got a chain on either side, I really only put one on one side just because it's not moving, it's stationary, but I do have it on both if I would ever need that. So now with the top on, it sits like this, right? And then this flips down and hangs over, so that way when you're in the blind, you've got, this is your shooting lane here. Now if I'm going to put the other side on just to show you what exactly we're looking for here. But again, you'd flip this back, and I'm doing all this from standing outside the boat, so it's easier to do in the field when the boat's not on the trailer. But just to show you guys kind of how we put all this together. That sits just like that. This pulls over the top, and the camo sits just like that. And this is kind of exactly how it looks when you're in the field. I took some brown and green and black spray paint just to kind of darken it up. This was a little bit shiny for what I would like to see it be. But this is exactly how this covers in the field, and you'll see that. I got some footage of it when it's actually up into the cattails, how well this blends in. So I'm gonna get inside of it here just to go over, one, how easy it is to get in. I mean, just like that, you lift that bar up and you're in. So one thing that I'd like to point out is we've got 5 switches here that hook up to our battery. So this runs all of our lights and the bilge pump in the back, which you can see right there. So like I said, extra zip ties, but you can see how we run the wiring here. I use these adhesive clips, right? And I've zip tied them along the boat, and it keeps everything out of the way really nice. That's the wiring going to the back of the boat. This is the wiring. Everything is wired into the switch, which is then powered by the battery. And then this is the wiring going to the front of the boat, to the front LED lights. So it works really well. Everything's tucked up and out of the way. I'm not worried about weather or anything like that. It actually, you know, to be honest, it's a pretty neat setup. So now we'll kind of go through a little bit of, like, from the interior. You can see how this opens like an X, and we pin it there, and then our top is connected on the back side of the boat to come down. So when you're sitting in the blind, and I hope that you guys can see this all right, but like the way that pins in the middle holds everything up, everything's really easy to use. It's really open in here, concealed really well. If you want to open this top up more, you can open the top up. I'm gonna step out of here. So if for some reason you wanted this to be a little bit more open, all you'd have to do is you unlink your chain and you tighten it up. See, now it's open more. I like to have it closed more, that way you have more you concealed a little bit better. I mean, you can see the difference just there. That's exactly what you're looking for. So now we'll kind of go through the breakdown. So when you break this down, I like to take all the camo, all the covering, and I'll throw it inside the boat first. Throw everything in all the way around. Again, it's nice, you grab these bars and it does half the job for you, but it's really nice for when you're getting in and out of the blind to be able to do that. You don't have to mess with anything. Then I'll flip this top back. The reason why I do that is it opens everything up, and I can take these chains off here just like so. And I like to re-close these so that I don't lose this clip here. Then you feed this back through the inside like so, and then this just drops down and it'll hang inside the boat. Both sides will do the same thing. Actually close this towards me a little bit. Unhook it. Right, it's super easy to do. I mean, like I said, what we were looking for when I built this, I just wanted something that easy to set up in the field for one guy, because a lot of times, unfortunately, I'm hunting alone. So then this will flip back. Okay. Then I take my pins out, pull that out, and this comes down just like that. Now I'll take my pin, because I want these to stay together, and I'll actually lock it just like that. That helps secure that whenever we're moving. Again, take this clip out. This slides down. So this is what it looks like when you're traveling on the water. We bought this boat, so I've got this in the back there. I've got this old Johnson 5-horse I got running. I was a little bit concerned I wasn't going to get it running before season. So what I've done here, I've actually got this cheap Amazon motor, but it starts up really easy. That's been sitting for 2 days. So it runs well, easy to use, worked great in the mud. And, you know, as far as I'm concerned, it was worth every penny. I'll link this in the description below, and I'll also link the camo we used. I just used EMT conduit, and then I painted it. I got to do some more painting on it, but like I said, it worked. We didn't spook any birds with what we had here. So then this comes down like so. Everything stays in the boat. You take your strap, run it over the top here. Hook it down just like that, and then this. Boom. Ready to travel. Super easy, super quick. Pull my blocks. I throw them in the front here, and you're on the road. So it's a super light boat, super light trailer, really light setup. It works really well. So I just want to show you guys that. Anyways, we'll get to some of the footage that we got to this weekend. So stay tuned. Yep. What? No. Right there, baby.